Welcome to Queen's Videos. This channel is a special place where every video brings you new knowledge, entertainment, and exciting experiences. Here you will find informative content, engaging stories, and everything that sparks your curiosity. Our goal is to make every moment enjoyable, help you learn something new, and be a part of this growing family. So join us and start this wonderful journey today. The 1978 Australian 10-cent coin is an important piece within Australia's decimal currency history, forming part of the long-running 10-cent denomination that has been in circulation since the nation officially switched from the old imperial system pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system on the 14th of February 1966. This 10-cent coin represents 1/10 of an Australian dollar and belongs to a denomination that, while small in face value, has played a vital role in the everyday transactions of Australians for over 5 decades. The 1978 issue is particularly notable because it comes from the earlier period of decimal coinage when production numbers were relatively high, and the coin was used extensively in commerce due to the purchasing power it held during that time. The obverse head side of the 1978 10-cent coin bears the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, a British sculptor whose portrait was introduced on Australian coins in 1966 and remained until 1984. This portrait depicts a youthful Queen Elizabeth II wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, facing to the right, with her regal poise and soft facial features symbolizing the early decades of her reign. Surrounding the effigy is the inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1978, which includes her name, the issuing country, and the year of minting. The Machin portrait is widely regarded as one of the most elegant effigies used on Australian coinage because of its fine lines and graceful presentation. The reversed tails side of the 10-cent coin, as with all 10C coins from 1966 to the present, features the famous design by Stuart Devlin, the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. The design depicts the superb lyrebird, an extraordinary native Australian bird renowned for its magnificent tail feathers that resemble the shape of a lyre, a musical instrument, and its remarkable ability to mimic natural and artificial sounds in its environment. The lyrebird is shown standing gracefully with its elaborate tail feathers fanned upwards and curling in artistic symmetry, creating a timeless image that has endured for decades on the reverse of this coin. Below or beside the bird is the denomination, 10, signifying its value of 10 cents. The reverse design includes intricate details that reflect both the bird's majesty and Devlin's skill in rendering natural forms into a numismatic masterpiece. In terms of specifications, the 1978 Australian 10-cent coin is composed of cupro-nickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a durable silver-like appearance resistant to corrosion. It has a diameter of 23.60 mm, a thickness of approximately 2.00 mm, and a weight of 5.65 grams, making it slightly larger and heavier than the 5-cent coin, but smaller than the 20-cent piece. Its edge is reeded milled, which assists visually impaired users in distinguishing it from smooth-edged coins and adds a level of protection against clipping and counterfeiting. The mintage figures for the 1978 10C coin were relatively high, as Australia was still heavily reliant on cash transactions during the late 1970s. The Royal Australian Mint (RAM) in Canberra produced approximately 25,502,000 (25.5 million) coins for circulation that year. No coins were minted at the Melbourne or Perth mints for circulation in 1978 for this denomination. Additionally, some coins were produced for proof and mint sets, intended for collectors, which are distinguished by their superior striking quality and mirror-like surfaces. Economically, in 1978, the Australian 10-cent coin held significantly more purchasing power compared to modern times. It could buy a portion of a bus fare, a couple of pieces of confectionery, or be part of everyday change. For items priced in the low dollar range, Australia in the late 1970s was undergoing economic challenges, including inflationary pressures following the oil shocks of the early decade, but cash was still king, and small change like the 10C coin circulated extensively. From a collectible and numismatic perspective, the 1978 Australian 10-cent coin is generally considered common in circulated condition due to its high mintage. In worn condition, fine to very fine, its value is typically equal to its face value, 10 cents AUD. However, coins in uncirculated UNC, or almost uncirculated AUNC, condition can be worth around $1-3 AUD, and proof versions from collector sets can fetch $10-20 AUD or more, depending on condition and packaging. The real potential value arises from minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, or planchette flaws, which can sell for significantly higher depending on rarity and collector demand. In terms of design continuity, the 10-cent coin of 1978 shares the same design that was first introduced in 1966 and continues to be used today. This makes it part of one of the most enduring coin designs in the world, alongside other Australian decimal denominations that have changed little over the years. This design consistency has created a sense of national identity around the Lyrebird image, making it instantly recognizable to generations of Australians. Culturally, the lyrebird is an iconic symbol of Australia's unique wildlife and is often associated with mimicry, adaptability, and the lush rainforests of southeastern Australia, particularly in New South Wales and Victoria. Featuring it on the 10-cent coin has helped raise awareness of this remarkable species, even among Australians who may never have encountered one in the wild. The 1978 issue also represents the third portrait era of Queen Elizabeth II, marking a period when Australia was strengthening its own national identity while maintaining its constitutional ties to the British monarchy. This coin, therefore, is not only a monetary tool but also a historical snapshot of a nation balancing tradition and modernity. The coin remains legal tender in Australia to this day, although the purchasing power of 10 cents has greatly diminished due to inflation and the increasing shift toward digital payments. It is still widely accepted in vending machines, parking meters, and retail change, but is increasingly less used as prices are rounded to the nearest 5 cents. From an international collecting perspective, the 1978 Australian 10-cent coin is a standard date that is often included in world coin collections, especially for those focusing on Commonwealth nations or Australian decimal currency series. It is not a rare key date, but high-grade specimens are desirable for type collectors seeking a full set of the Lyrebird design with different monarch portraits. The metallic value of the coin, based on its cupro-nickel composition, is less than its face value, meaning there is no financial advantage in melting it down. It remains most valuable as a historical and collectible object rather than for its intrinsic metal content. Overall, the 1978 Australian 10-cent coin represents a fascinating piece of Australia's decimal currency journey, blending artistic design, historical portraiture, and functional monetary utility. For collectors, it serves as an accessible and affordable entry point into Australian numismatics, while for historians, it reflects the socio-economic conditions of late 1970s Australia and the enduring legacy of Queen Elizabeth II's reign on the nation's coinage. The 2015 Australian 10-cent coin is part of the decimal coinage series introduced in 1966 when Australia transitioned from the pre-decimal currency system pounds, shillings, pence to a decimal currency system dollars and cents. The coin has a face value of 10 cents, 0.10 AUD, and is one of the smaller denominations in circulation, though not the smallest. The design of the 10-cent coin has remained consistent since its introduction, making it one of the most recognizable Australian coins. On the obverse head side, the coin bears the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, as Australia is a constitutional monarchy with the British monarch as its head of state. The 2015 issue features the portrait designed by Ian Rank-Broadley, introduced in 1999 and used until 2018. This effigy shows a more mature and realistic image of the Queen, facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, with the inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 2015, encircling the portrait. This inscription includes the monarch's name, the country's name, and the year of issue, 2015. The obverse design is clean, formal, and represents Australia's ties to the Commonwealth. On the reverse tails side, the 10-cent coin carries one of the most iconic Australian coin designs, created by the renowned artist Stuart Devlin, who was the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. The reverse design features a lyrebird, a native Australian bird famous for its extraordinary ability to mimic natural and artificial sounds, including chainsaws, car alarms, camera shutters, and even human speech. The lyrebird is depicted in a highly stylized and elegant form, with its tail feathers sweeping in a decorative arc, symbolizing grace and the unique natural heritage of Australia. Below the bird, the number 10 is inscribed, indicating the denomination, while the designer's initials may also be subtly incorporated into the artwork. The reverse design has not changed since 1966, making it one of the most enduring symbols of Australian coinage. In terms of physical characteristics, the 2015 Australian 10-cent coin is made of cupro-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, giving it a silvery appearance with good durability against wear and corrosion. It has a diameter of 23.60 mm, a thickness of 2.00 mm, and a weight of 5.65 grams. The coin has a milled, reeded edge, which helps deter counterfeiting and makes it easier to identify by touch. It was produced by the Royal Australian Mint, RAM, in Canberra, which is responsible for minting Australia's circulating coins and many of its commemorative and collector issues. The 2015 mintage figures for the 10-cent coin indicate that it was struck primarily for circulation, though in that year, Australia experienced relatively low demand for certain denominations due to the increased use of electronic payments. For this reason, some years have much lower mintages compared to the high production years of the 1970s and 1980s. While the exact number of 2015 10C coins minted was in the tens of millions range, it is considered a common circulation year, not a rare one. The coin was also produced in uncirculated sets and proof sets for collectors, which bear a shinier or mirror-like finish and are more sought after by numismatists. The collectible and numismatic value of a standard circulated 2015 Australian 10-cent coin is generally equal to its face value, 10 cents AUD, as it is not a scarce year nor does it feature any major known errors in standard circulation. However, coins in uncirculated UNC or mint condition may sell for slightly higher to collectors, and proof versions which have a special mirror finish and are sold in presentation cases have higher collectible values depending on their packaging and condition. Any known minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or planchette flaws, can significantly increase a coin's value, but such errors for this particular year are relatively uncommon. Culturally and historically, the 10-cent coin reflects Australia's identity through its wildlife imagery, part of a broader theme where most of the decimal coins, 5C, 10C, 20C, 50C, $1, $2, feature native animals or national symbols. The lyrebird, as depicted on the reverse, is not only a striking artistic subject but also an important species in Australia's ecosystem, primarily found in southeastern forests, including New South Wales and Victoria. Its inclusion on the coin serves as an ambassador of Australia's rich biodiversity. From a monetary perspective, the 10-cent coin in 2015 had already experienced significant inflationary decline in purchasing power compared to its introduction in 1966. While it could still buy small items like a portion of bulk confectionery or be used in combination with other coins for minor purchases, its everyday usage was declining due to rounding of prices and digital transactions. However, it remained an integral part of cash transactions and was heavily used in vending machines, parking meters, and small change. The 2015 issue also falls within the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who appeared on Australian coins from 1953, pre-decimal, through to 2022. Collectors often classify coins based on the monarch portraits: Gillick 1953-1965, Machin 1966-1984, Macloof 1985-1998, Rank-Broadley 1999-2018, and Jody Clark 2019-2022. Thus, the 2015 10C belongs to the Rank-Broadley portrait era, and in future, it will represent part of the historical narrative of Australia under the late Queen's reign. For international collectors, the 10-cent coin is attractive because of its stable design and representation of Australian fauna, and it is often included in global coin collections, especially those focusing on Commonwealth nations or wildlife themes. The coin is not silver, despite its color, which sometimes causes confusion for novice collectors. It is made of base metals cupro-nickel, meaning its metallic melt value is lower than its face value. As of now, the 2015 Australian 10-cent coin remains legal tender, meaning it can still be used for transactions, though it is mostly encountered in loose change rather than hoarded for investment. Its value for bulk sellers, scrap or coin roll hunters, is generally face value unless pristine rolls or sets are sold to collectors. Next coin.